Groupie thinking and trading makes you absolutely no money. So in this podcast, I'm going to share what should you be doing if you want to substantially grow your account to the tunes of millions of dollars. And that is regardless of how much is in your trading account today. Because the concepts I'm going to share work for any size account. So, groupie think. What is a groupie think? Groupie think, it would be like buy Bitcoin at 100K, buy Bitcoin at 120K, buy Bitcoin at 125K. The masses are piling up in Bitcoin between 100 and 125,000 because they cannot see straight, because they're fucking brainwashed to the moon, thinking that Bitcoin is going to the moon. $1 million, $2 million, $5 million targets on Bitcoin. And surprise or no surprise to us here at Deutsche Market Moves, everybody's doing it at the fucking moment where it makes zero fucking logic, or from the trading view, makes 100% irreversible mistake for entering the trade at that time. The trade or the investment, I don't care what you want to call it. The point is, general thinking, general group think, like, well, Bitcoin is a great investment. Okay, is it true or is it not? Well, it depends on when you bought it and when you sold it. It depends on when you shorted and when you got out. So all of that, when it comes to trading, you have to be very specific. Unfortunately, like 95% of the traders, when you turn on the news every fucking day and they keep telling you something is bullish and how it's going to $1 million, I mean, that's when most of the traders are going to enter the trade. And that's when, identically, it's like the worst time to enter the trade. But yet, that's when the masses are absolutely delusional. Now, the reason I'm bringing the Bitcoin example is because I think the masses are absolutely delusional on the AI trade right now. At the very least, I will say this, that there is a major bear divergence between the AI trade, between the AI sentiment, and the charts of the AI companies. Apparently, we're the only one thinking that AI has just set a top on June 26, 2026. So remember this date, 2626, AI sets a fucking top. And yet, somehow, the masses are just so bullish on AI. The AI trade will never stop. It will keep going higher forever. I mean, that sentiment to me coincides with the sentiment of Bitcoin around 120, 125K. Where if you told anybody that you were going to short Bitcoin, they thought you were completely out of your fucking mind. So I had a trader this week, a new trader, that I told him, look, man, AI is super close to about reversion. We're shorting SanDisk and Micron the day after the big earnings report. And the guy's like, no, Lee, I can't do it. It's against my conviction. I believe in AI. It's going to change the fucking world. It's the future. It's like, I'm like, it doesn't fucking matter what you think about AI in general. We're here to trade, okay? And trading should be based on charts. It should be based on correlations. It should be based on historic analogs. Now, when it comes to dealing with entries and exits and entries on daily basis, I have recorded like an hour podcast earlier today, giving you a lot of nuances which I never disclosed before. So if you're trying to be, next million, 50 million, $100 million trader, you should go and really listen to that podcast carefully. Now, what I say about the groupthink is very true. People are brainwashed to a point where, they take a trade that has run up so much. And just like I explained in the prior podcast, you cannot make 100x if you're overpaying too much for an option. And the same would be true. You cannot make 100x in a trade that has already just run up 100x. And I'm like exaggerating, but what I'm saying is like, okay, SanDisk is up, from a few $100 to 2,300. And what's valid is the candles that it just made. Okay, the reason I'm saying this is the top 626.26 is the top of the AI trade. Now, I'm not saying this is an all-time top. I mean, sure, we can look 10 years further, and these stocks could be higher. Now, I'm talking about trading these things now. Okay, I'm talking about trading these things for the next month, 2 months, 3 months, through the end of 2026. I'm telling you, this trade is going to continue to deteriorate. And sure, they're going to still keep trying to buy the dips, but what's going to happen, it's going to dip, bounce, reverse lower, dip, bounce, reverse lower, dip, bounce, reverse lower. And we're going to see that pattern again and again and again. So to really, break this down, guys, to anyone that's tired of fucking mediocrity, okay, you cannot basically bet on something that has already run up substantially within a relatively short amount of time. Like, what is a short amount of time? Well, something that has run up within months. 10, 20, 30%, 50%, 100%, depending on the asset, of course, that you're trading. I mean, we're talking about gold running up 100% within a few months. Yeah, sure. But when it comes to stocks, we can have a stock that could be up 600-700% within 12 months. Yeah, that fits the definition. So depending on what you're trading, the definition of how fast something goes within the time frame could differ slightly. It could be more for stocks, a little bit less for commodities. But the point is, within a short time frame defined as a few months to a year, if something goes exponentially higher, without a pause, without a stop, just a continuation momentum, higher every fucking day, or every other day, or every few days, net difference is just to the upside. By definition, all right, you cannot make the same trade as somebody that bought SanDisk at 100, 200, 300, okay, when you're buying it at 2,300. Even though you could argue and say, well, but it's a better investment, or it's a better trade now because the fundamentals improved, because the company's got this momentum. They're raising memory prices. They're making more fucking money. The same argument would be true. Is like, well, how much higher are they going to be able to raise the fucking prices till the demand drops off? No, Leo, you don't understand. This AI trade is going to fucking run, says a new trader who started 2 fucking days ago and misses a 30x trade when SanDisk drops 300 points. The point is this, guys. As a trader, you cannot be a fucking groupie. Groupie think, like basically thinking what is already known to like the entire world is not going to make you money. Okay, so maybe you're just coming into trading and you're thinking like, wow, this AI trade, oh my God, look how much it just keeps running higher and higher. So I'm just going to keep buying the dip, and man, sure enough, it goes higher after it dips. Like, that's like a general fallacy, just like a basketball player who just made, 7 shots in a row. Everybody thinks, well, he can't miss the 8th shot, and sure it is. There's the fucking miss. So the point, we're not arguing the fundamentals. These companies are making great money. They're growing. Their reports are wonderful. There is one single problem with this. Okay, nothing lasts in the market. Okay. Especially high momentum, it don't last. It can last for a couple of years, but we are already at that point. So to determine, like, people will tell you, well, you can never nail the top, you can't do this, you can't nail the bottom. It's fucking bullshit. You know who's saying that? People who's never nailed the top and people who's never nailed the bottom. As someone who has done it multiple fucking times over the years, I can tell you that absolutely, yes, you can nail the top and you can nail the bottom, and you can do it identically to the fucking date. So recently we nailed the top, the absolute top of all tops in the market on June 2nd. And I'm here to tell you that now you have the AI trade has absolutely fucking topped. And at least for the course of next 3 to 6 months, the AI trade is going to unravel lower, not without bounces, because I'm telling you, the worst sin that a trader can make right now is buy the dip. That is exactly why this trade is going to get to a point where it's just going to unwind at the speed of light, because people are conditioned to buy the dip. They're going to buy the dip now on SanDisk and Micron, and then the stuff is going to go lower, and then they're going to add, and then the shit is going to bounce a little bit. They're going to be happy for a few days, and then the shit is going to go lower, and then they're going to get sad, but they're still going to add. Then the shit is going to bounce for a minute. They're going to be happy for a minute, and then the shit is going to drop. And basically, what am I describing to you? The same shit that happened with Bitcoin when nobody wanted to listen to me when the shit was at 125K. I'm telling you, the equivalency of Bitcoin trading at 125K would be measured on ticker SNDK trading at above 2,300, and on ticker MU trading above 1,200. Like, I mean, I think we got to like, what, 1250 or so yesterday on the 26th of June. So what I'm saying is, I want you to pull up the charts. I really want you to look at these charts, guys, because what I'm really teaching you here is a way to identify the top in something without taking into consideration any public opinion. Okay, and that's the only way you can beat the market, if you just separate yourself from what everybody is talking about, the noise. I've never met a trader in my life who has made a substantial amount of money just following the fucking crowd, just following the groupie thing. Okay, however, I have met an insane number of traders who has lost their ass following the groupie thing. Okay, so when the trade's been overplayed, when it's run up, and there comes a moment in the chart, like right now, we have a pattern in our 13 market moves curriculum that we call the loss of momentum pattern. Now, there's a lot of arguments that could be made here, okay? Whether it's the top, whether it's the bottom, when you're talking about the fundamentals of these companies, the reports of these companies, I'm solely speaking to you from the point of a trade, and the chart right now just screamed, it's the fucking top, damn it. So, people are going to be buying the dip, okay? Without, you know, with the continuation, just thinking like, oh my God, it's, yeah, this shit's gonna go higher, you know, it's the AI, it's you know, it's the future, it's the revolution, it's blah 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 bullshit. Okay, we've seen this shit time and time again. You can call it Bitcoin, you can call it AI, you can call it the railroads back in 1907. You like, there's, you know, for every century there's something, okay, that had a momentum going, and then there comes a point where it loses the momentum and the trade begins to reverse in completely opposite direction, but it does not become apparent to everyone that that's the case, and you're going to have a lot of people advocating to buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. So the question I have for you, where are all these fucking people that told you to buy the dip when Bitcoin was dropping from 125 to 120 to 110 to fucking 90 to 59? Where are these fucking people now? Okay, they're no longer traded. They're done. Okay, and I'm telling you, everybody that is so brainwashed on the AI trade are going to repeat the same mistakes that people have made on the Bitcoin trade. So to avoid this, actually, forget avoiding this. Like, the craziest shit that really bothers me is that there's so many goddamn market gurus that make videos about, you know, market crash and shit like that, and the only way they see the opportunity is waiting for the prices to drop so they can buy something at a better price. How fucking stupid is this? Like, if you're hearing anybody making a video on any channels that you guys are watching, if a person's idea of making money on a crash is to wait till shit crashes so they can get a better price. It is. They are not a fucking trader. I fucking guarantee you. These people are clueless. And I promise you, none of them are putting 100x fucking trades. Rather, short the fucking market. Short the AI trade. You gotta have some balls to do it, sure. I mean, you had to have a 13-inch dick like me to short Bitcoin at 125K. Because literally at 125K BTC, you were the enemy of the entire fucking world if you were bearish Bitcoin. How could you fucking do that? Well, the same shit is with the AI trade right now. So, if you pulled up the chart while I was explaining these basic stuff here, if you pulled up the chart of SNDK and MU, you're going to see that recently both of them have made some major bullish candles to the upside, like literally a day ago. And yesterday they made major bearish candle to the downside. There are moments on Bitcoin chart where anytime this kind of shit happens, or not just Bitcoin chart, but like it's really vivid on Bitcoin chart. Like, I mean, you can just go back in history and look at when Trump is like, hey, you know, Trump just pumps this shit up. That was like right after, you know, he was elected. He used to pump crypto like crazy. And so crypto would literally, like, I remember Bitcoin would pump on a day from like 85,000 to 93, 94,000 on a big, huge bullish candle. And I'm sitting there and I'm telling my guys I'm training with them, I'm like, man, this market is fucking clueless what's about to happen next. And sure enough, we're buying the hell out of puts, and the next day Bitcoin drops to guess what? 87,000, and the day after that it drops to 81,000. All right. And this is not recent, but like I remember how these candles look, and I'm telling you, the way these candles look now on the chart of Micron, and I'm just using these two guys because they've run up the most, and if you pull them up, they've had the biggest advances and declines, and you can see these candles perfectly. But you can apply the same thing to like a great number of stocks that are associated with AI right now. They're all making the same pattern. Now, to break this pattern down, a huge candle to the upside after something has been running and running for quite some time, followed by a huge candle literally on the next day or the day after that is about equal size and equal volume to the downside, tells you that this is the fucking top. So I want you to take a picture of it, print it out, put it on your fridge, and I want you to look at it. So because I just given you literally a definition of a top that allows you to nail at least a temporary top that's going to last for anywhere from a number of days to a number of weeks. In my case, I believe this could last through the end of 2026. So like through December of 2026. Now, understanding that this is the top of all tops on these AI stocks does not mean that there may not be like one or a few random AI stocks that maybe have not run up as much, that could be creating the chart of their own. And if you look at their charts right now, they may not be making this easy to read pattern. So there could be some newly discovered AI stocks that could still run that have not run up yet. But I'm saying these particular stocks that have run up exponentially to these levels, like MU and SNDK, they have made this pattern, and it's going to be very difficult for them. Like, I don't give a shit if their next earning reports, if they're going to double or triple their profits and their revenue. In other words, there comes a moment in the sequence of earnings reports where it doesn't matter how great the earnings are, because the way big traders are looking at it, okay, if it is so fucking great, all right, what is the probability that the next report is going to be even greater? And the reason that's important, because the whole Wall Street is looking at trades from the standpoint of comps, right? Okay, so the company can have great momentum, growing revenue, earnings, everything's, outlook looks great. And then if the next quarter, all of a sudden, just going to slow down even just a little bit, the stock falls apart. If the numbers are still looking just as great as this quarter, it doesn't guarantee that the stock is going to go up, because that could be the quarter that Wall Street could decide, okay, we're done, we're getting out because we want to collect profits, and we are at these levels in these stocks where I think they're going to be getting the fuck out. And actually, what we've already seen yesterday on 626, it's a confirmation that Wall Street is getting the fuck out. Now, it doesn't mean when you turn on the media channels, you're not going to have a lot of people still pitching you the AI trade, just like didn't stop anybody pitching you the Bitcoin trade at 100, 110, 120, 125, and didn't stop them from pitching you on that trade all the way down when the trade collapsed 60%, down to 59K, right? So the rhetoric is not going to change. What you're going to hear in the news is not going to change. But what is going to change is the price of these stocks. It's going to be significantly lower between now and the end of the year. And so the only thing as a trader, or the way to trade that, is you look at that and you say, okay, so if this is the top in these two stocks, how do I fucking trade this shit? Okay? And I gave an example earlier of a trader in another podcast that wanted to buy, 1 year put option. And, I told you all the disadvantages of doing that. If this is when you see this formation, okay, you want to short any bounce that resolves out of this formation the next trading day. That's your fucking entry. Okay, guys, I'm giving you the nuances that most of you are missing right now, and that's why your trades don't work. So you may agree with what I explained to you. You may be looking at your chart right now, and you'll be like, holy damn, this shit went up 300 points, and then it dropped 300 points. Look at them fucking candles, okay? But you may be thinking to yourself, no, but they're going to buy the dip. And I'm telling you, yes, they are going to buy the dip, but the next dip is not going to go as high as the levels we're just seeing in these two stocks. And that's going to actually make a lower high. And a lower high is going to resolve in a reversal lower. So basically, you sit here and you short the bounce. Okay, your strategy is shorten the bounce. Once you identified the reversal, the bearish reversal, you wait for the bounce for your entry. And, most of you are going to listen to this information right now. And you're like, okay, well, it makes sense. If the trend reversed and we're going lower overall, it makes sense that if it bounces, okay, instead of buying calls, I buy puts. But when that moment happens, right? When that moment happens, you're going to be hearing everywhere in the news, oh, the AI trade is back on. We're fucking bouncing. We're back in business, right? And the problem with the news and CNBC and Bloomberg and all that bullshit is they're only giving you the news after shit already happened. So following the news, you'll never make any fucking money, all right? Because they're stating something that has already happened. So in order to beat the market, you need to have a forward-looking thinking, and you have to have some kind of foundation, a basis for making these predictions. So my prediction is this is the top. I have explained you why this is the top. I don't give a fuck about fundamentals of these companies because my trades are not based off the fundamentals of these companies. Now, if you want to buy and hold them at the current highs for the next 10 years, it doesn't fucking matter, all right? And ultimately, if you bought the high, 2,300 on SNDK and 1256 on Micron, ultimately, if you wait 10 years, you will make money. But for the next 6 months, you're going to be losing money and you're going to cry. It's going to be very fucking painful. And you're going to be wishing that you didn't. You're going to be wishing that you waited till this shit corrected at least 40, 50%, and maybe then you bought them. But guess what? It's going to be too late. But look, if your time horizon in 10 years to hold this shit, then who gives a fuck? But if you're here to make 100x, then just look at the charts. Forget about the groupie thing. Forget about what they say about AI. All of that is irrelevant when you trade. And again, you have to develop a mind of your own if you're going to make it as a trader. If you're just going to listen to what everybody already knows and to what everybody already thinks, and we all know how great the AI trade is, and, you know, they keep pumping this shit, and nobody is going to pump it down, right? There's not like one instance where you listen to NBC and they tell you, oh my God, this is time to fucking short. Like, that's why you're subscribed to 30 Market Moves, because I'm going to tell you the real fucking deal. This is the fucking top in MU and SanDisk, despite of how great their earnings are. The AI trade is temporarily done, overdone, and from here, the money is going to be made on the put side. Now, I also want you to understand that the way you trade it, the strikes that you select, the way you target the bounce for your entry, all these variables will determine whether you're going to make 100x or not. So the best way to do it, guys, is to trade it with a 30 Market Moves coach. Now, in the next podcast, I will outline some more similarities that I see in a pattern that is so powerful that I'm not sure. Maybe some of you could make more than 100x. Maybe some of you actually gonna go on making 150, 200x. Because what I'm observing in the market right now is so fucking powerful. I don't want anybody who's serious about making big money in trading, I don't want any one of you to fucking miss it. So I want you to not click, but look in the description under this video. Normally under the video it says like more, so click more and you'll see the instructions, specific steps. You got to get in touch with a trading coach. How you do that? You got to download Threema. You got to punch in this user ID in there, connect with our lady here, and she'll help you get connected with a coach. All right, and then the second part is setting up a coin call account, guys. Coin call account is key because options are stupidly undervalued on coin call. All right, and guys, for those of you that are not into crypto, I found out one of my traders yesterday, he didn't have crypto, and I told him, man, what the fuck are you, man? You're in the Stone Age. How can you call yourself a fucking trader if you don't have any crypto? I mean, that means by definition that you've missed one of the easiest and greatest shorts of all times, which is shorting Bitcoin from 125K to 59K so far. And if you don't get off your ass and you don't set up a coin call account now using our referral link in the description below, then you will fucking miss out on the next greatest short, because coin call right now, at least, is the only platform where you can short some other coins that are about to drop still 50, 70%. You don't want to just go blindly short them. You want to wait for the bounce. Again, your entry on shorts should always be on a bounce. Now, there are real exceptions when something is dropping, and it's okay to short them when they're dropping. Those moments are rare. Certainly, if something is down 20 points and you know it could be down 200 points by the end of the day, it's not too late when something is down 20 points. But yet, some of you may be like, oh no, I missed the trade. I got to wait for the bounce. So, there, you know, you got to look at these things in relative terms, in relative perspective. You got to consider such things as the size of the move. And that comes especially important when you're selecting the strikes. I've seen traders do it time and time after. They go into the strikes too conservatively and make very little, or they go into strikes too aggressively, and instead of making money, they don't make any money. Believe it or not, if something drops 40 points, but your strike is $50 out at expiration, then hey, you don't make any fucking money. You were right on the direction of something, but you're not going to make money. So all I'm saying here, guys, there's a lot of details that goes into putting these 100x trades together. I just gave you the general direction of where AI is headed next. It does not mean AI cannot bounce. It does not mean AI is going to drop every day from here for the next 6 months. But what I am saying, it's a huge shorting opportunity, just like Bitcoin was when the entire groupie thing could not see straight. And I think we got exact same identical setup that now officially has been confirmed by this big reversal candle formation on the charts. So if you want some more helpful edge like this, because this is edge, right? This is the edge that helps you trade in the right direction of the market. But if you want to have the edge with your entries and exits, okay, again, visit the information below and get in touch with a trading coach today, guys. Let's roll. Big trades are happening now.